Hey guys, Boomfish TCG here, back at it again with another video. This time we're going to be taking a look at Combo Forest, the regular version. Is this my build? No. This is a Princon variant because I wanted to show off the new 1-drop. Do I think you need to run it? No! Also, so you take it as you will. I don't actually think the card's that incredible. A lot of the times when I see it in my hand, I actually just want a spell card instead. That could be any of the 1-mana draw spells, but I will show it off to you anyways, and you'll see for yourself. So we have Orisa in regular combo in comparison to the previous deck that we covered, which was Beast combo. Orisa is genuinely the best 1-drop in the deck. This does literally everything that you need, because instead of having access to a lot of bounce, you, in contrast, have access to more spells. So if you play the spell variant of Combo Forest, you're going to have that in general, but more than that, this gives you access to the tokens, which allow you to get a little bit more ping damage in, or help you control the board. In all of those aspects, Orisa is incredible, and being able to bounce it also gives you access to more of the same beneficial tokens. Spells! Which, as I mentioned before, if you control anything, when you start your turn 5, you absolutely need spells in order to make your turn function. So, incredible, incredible, incredible. Just everything that you need in a card. This is a lot harder to agree with. So, as you can see, this is a new Princon card. So it's a 1-mana 1/1. Evos for 1. It has the Union Burst effect, which ignore. We're not doing that in this deck. It has a fanfare, so 2 mana. Equip this card with the Mammoth Amulet. The equipped follower has tapped. Give each follower on your side of the field +1/+1. So I don't know, folks. I just don't know. There are some times where this can, I guess, feel pretty incredible. But I would much rather have my combo deck function more smoothly than have a... If my opponent hasn't answered literally anything that I have done up until turn 3, then I can play this. And that's not turn 3 going first, because, you know, this is only, like, shockingly good if you do it after a chipper turn, right? So going second. If you go turn 1 Orisa, turn 2 chipper swing with the Orisa, and you hit like Fina, and then turn 3 you play Kokoro, and then you tap it after getting the amulet, like, or the equipment attached to this, and you buff your board. Yeah, the game's probably over, but I think there's plenty of decks that can answer that before things get that out of hand. That is saying turn 3, right? Like if they can answer by turn 2. But that's also going second. I think going first, this feels a lot more unimpactful. But I can understand the power that this card has. And as you can see, this list is playing 2 of it. So it's trying to push that idea. But if you take a look at what else you can do, right? We're skipping over the chipper skipper, because imagine we're going first with that. All of our 1-drops are kind of wimpy, you know? And even still, they're storm cards, so they're naturally going to give your opponent the opportunity to clear them before you board buff. If you're going first, you're giving them that Evo, and that could be very, very easy for them. Like, the biggest example I have is Bats. And not every bat card, but I'm talking the new Vania, which is basically a double aim, right? Like, that's going to piss you off so much for you to try to plan out this thing. You hit your turn 2, you went first, you played the Orisa, got its effect, sure. Turn 2, you play this, and bam, you hit them for 4, and you're feeling incredible. And then they answer with Vania, Evo. They get their draw, discard, token in EX, Evo, ping, swing. And you're staring at the card that you kept in your hand, which is this. Your board's empty. And you didn't draw anything else. That's what I'm talking about here. Going second, yeah, it could be absolutely incredible. But you have no space for this also in conjunction with the Anastasia turn. Like with Minami. Unless you're doing it turn 6. You can also... I don't know. There's really not a spot where I'm truly convinced on this card. Outside of literally what I just listed, which is a game-winning play on turn 3. Going second. If you get that, kudos to you. Hats off. Your opponent is absolutely destroyed, gone from the game, never stood a chance in the first place. But I don't really think that's happening all the time. So, yeah. Hard to say. Really hard to say. It's nice that it buffs itself, though. Its Evo is pretty whatever. You draw a card. So that's adding to the flexibility of itself, especially when you're going second. Again, something that I'm putting out there, right? Like, if you go second, this is turn 3, you went second, like, I keep saying that, but, like, if you draw a card along with the fact you add the amulet on, or, like, equipment on it, this becomes a 3/3, and that's even more compounding, but it's just, like, it's if you went second, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it, so, you know, that's just me. We're playing Lily. So we're playing Lily without the 3-drop Crystalia package, which I'm not sure. You know, I've become a big fan of personally, but I also am not the biggest fan of this card. We're not playing May, so we don't have the ping power, and I guess because we're trying to go for that board buffing, heavier board buffing idea with the Princon card, making our opponent's board a lot more wimpy allows us to try and survive the early trades in order to get ahead. But it's a 1/1. Is that really enough? I don't know. It's a strong card, but I don't know if that's really where I'm at, or if it's necessary in the first place. We're not really in a meta where we're facing off against big chunky stuff. And yeah, that's at least where I'm at. But it's useful. It's a nice tech. As I said in the Beast deck, I mean, this does literally everything for the combo deck. We're not arguing about this. This is incredible. Fantastic. Stupid. Good. Sukuna. Again, nothing really to say here. This is the main way you're pushing damage. And we're a little bit more of, like, this is a little bit more of a crutch for us, unfortunately. But it's a good one. It's been handy and trustworthy ever since. Especially because you can grab it off of Fina in this list, in comparison to the Beast one. Yeah, very dependable. If you do not have one, and you have a few options off the top, and you're considering like, well, it seems useful to get like the Kokoro, but you take the Sukuna. You need it. It's way too useful. We have Airbound Barrage, 3 of, yep, yep. Nature's Guidance. Yeah, come on, man. We're playing 3 of it. We need the bounce, we need the flexibility. And this is everything. Both of those cards are just everything that you need. We have Alice. Beast was not playing this because they weren't playing Chipper Skipper, which to some people is a breath of relief. Fresh air, even. But Alice is almost... It's a really good card if you hit off a Chipper, obviously. But it's a really solid turn too, because it doesn't have 2 health. In comparison, we have Fina. These are the 2 neutrals, the devils on your shoulders. You have Alice as the angel on this side, and then you have Fina on this side, the devil. We have the beautiful Alice. You play this turn 2, there's a chance you get the golden apple, which is Minami off the top, and you feel fantastic. Or the other side of it, where Fina is, you're checking the top 5 and you're thinking, no, Minami's not going to be there, and even if it was, I'm not going to draw it in time, and that in that case I would lose the game. So I don't care. And then it's going to be there, and you feel stupid. But if it's not, and you hit Sukuna, or the Shamu that you need, or the Orisa that you need, yeah. So, like, it's hard. You need to play both of them. And, notably, Fina is very useful in the VAT matchup if you have to go up against that. Because it's one of the ways, including like many ways, of just tempering their early presence and forcing them into more awkward positions. Because if they have to play the game without a bat on the board before they make like a big push, it's a lot harder for them to really justify their plays. So yeah, obviously you're playing both of them because Chipper Skipper, especially Fina, because this buffs the Fina. But Alice, just being able to play a decent sized body and draw, keep your hand size healthy for your Manami turns, it's really solid. So don't underestimate this card, even if you draw them. Just don't draw them like me, because I draw all of them. I draw all of my Chipper Skipper targets and I feel like an idiot. Chipper Skipper, yeah. The only thing about this list, and something that really kind of makes me not happy about the Kokoro on top of that, is this list is not able to play 3 Chipper Skipper Evos. That comes up when you have access to it a lot. And it's not just bad player thing of, oh, you're rushing out all your Evos, you could hold them when you need them. That's true. But having 3 of this is really nice because a lot of your early turns could really just be, oh, my opponent didn't answer my board, I'm going to swing in with the Chipper Skipper, bounce it to my hand, and then just replay it, especially if you're going second. And that's not bad, considering if you hit any of your 2-drops here, like your Finas or your Alices, you're still ahead on tempo, right? That's still efficient enough to justify what you just did. And you're certainly not going down in card advantage either. So the fact that you only have 2 is hurtful. And it begs into the question Kokoro even more than you were already doing. So it's part of the issue with it. But I've said enough bad things about this card. But yeah, so then we also have Tia. So Tia in this deck being 2 of is interesting because it's a very useful card. If this comes out on the field on your turn 3 and you have enough 1-drop plays, you're pushing out a 4/4 before your Manami turn. That forces your opponent into an interesting problem of using some of their removal options before you make your big presence known. And that's very painful for them to even try and deal with. Because you could very easily, after they awkwardly get rid of a 4/4, immediately establish a presence of like 20 in stats, hit them in the face, and they feel like an idiot because in the face of that board, they're going to struggle a lot. So Tia is very, very nice. On top of that, it lets your Manami turns be even more powerful. And in a pinch, I mean, like, as in turn 2, you don't have anything better to play, it draws you a card. If it sticks around for a turn, like you play it on turn 3 because you had nothing better to do, and then you play a second copy of it, Pot of Greed, you're drawing 2 cards, and you can double discount the token, makes your pushes a lot nicer. Every part about this is fantastic for combo. I love this card. I love that it uses the token that no one cared about, just a generic 4/4. But I think it's so fun. I love it. Moving on, what am I to say about Manami that hasn't already been said? The card's ridiculous. It's definitely the reason this is even worth talking about. And yeah, it's very strong. Apollo, my man. I think Apollo is fantastic for combo because it fixes the problem of turn 4. You're not always going to have something comfortable to do on turn 4 because in order for you to even have the space to do something, you have to remember what's going to happen for your Manami turn. You need that to resolve. It's not necessary for you to win the game, but it's certainly going to piss off your opponent, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. Having Apollo for turn 4 going first is incredible because it does a lot for the same card. It deals with a board, it deals face damage, and it just sticks around. If you don't have to swing with it, your opponent might not be able to answer the 4/4 body, and if that's the case, effectively, if you do a Manami turn, and let's say, for instance, we're going to combo a Shamu, a Sukuna, and then like a spell that we have on top of that, you know, in order to get the 5th card. It could be the Orisa token that pings face. That in total, I just described because they just left an Apollo on the field. Could be a Crystalia token too because they have the same stats. That's 5 damage from the Apollo or the token. Shamu's going to deal 3 damage. And then Sukuna's going to deal 6. So 5 plus 3, 8 plus 6, 14. Ping token, 16 damage on turn 5. They're dead! Ta-da! It's ridiculous. So, yeah. The card's absolutely insane. And, I'm describing the most generic card on the planet, right? Like, you can run an Apollo in every deck. I just think it's very useful for combo, and that's why I want to stress it like that. So, yeah. We have Pierce Eye. Pierce Eye at a lower ratio than Apollo in combo, I think, especially the regular version of combo, because it's not nearly as crazy. You know, all you're really doing with this card is searching out probably a Chipper Skipper, especially if you're going second, or maybe an Orisa, or a Sukuna that you don't already have, or, you know, Shamu. But the problem is this is probably not going to get its auto Evo on turn 4. All we really have for early Evo effects is, sure, we have the Kokoro that replaces itself, that's fine. We have the Sukuna, that's fine. And I guess that's a reason to run the Kokoro. Because it can Evo, it just does that. You know, it doesn't matter that it can't do its fancy stuff. If you go second, that's not bad. Also, if you go first, it's not that bad of a turn 2 play, but, like, come on. It's not blowing anyone away. It's a worse stat at Alice at that point that Evos. So, but yeah, if you get that condition, this card's incredible. If you don't, the card's still good. If this sticks around and then you play an Apollo, your opponent's going to leave the room. You're going to deal 4 damage to their side of the board, 3 to their face, swing with the Pierce Eye, so effectively that's going to be a 7 damage turn, even after you've already pinged them. So 8 damage total off of Pierce Eye just sticking around. This card can be incredible like that, but that's only if it sticks around. Bats can kind of struggle getting rid of it, so that's something that's kind of nice. If you catch a Machina player when they can't really answer it, that's also going to be really powerful. The card's ridiculous against decks that don't really have a lot of removal, so most aggro decks. Perhaps aggro Princon, I haven't played much of it. So the card is really nice, it's very powerful, but it doesn't slot in perfectly, I believe, in combo. And in that instance, I don't really have a preference for this card, even though that it's ridiculous. The amount of text on this thing is dumb. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and feelings about Pierce Eye. And then we have Anastasia. You play 2 because you need to play 2. If you play 3, you're a brave person. But especially the list I'm showing you right now, you don't have space. You'd have to cut something, and I don't know if there's justification for anything. And if you draw it early, you're going to feel bad, but you don't have to feel that bad because it's almost a reason to keep your hand sometimes. Because if you see a Manami in your early hand, yeah, you're probably keeping it. But if you see an Anastasia in your hand and the rest of your hand's fine, are you really going to get rid of something that's, like, kind of easy to work around? I don't know. Do you have that many 1-drop plays? Because the big problem with Anastasia on turn 5 is you need to play 4 1-drops. That's not that crazy. And especially if you take a look at the list, we don't have that many quality 1-drops that are going to create enough presence by themselves to really justify that, especially in the list we're looking at. And that's a bit of an issue. But it's not that bad. We can make it work. So, yeah, it's still fine. I think it's a much better turn 6 play when you have it in hand, because being able to fit in the 2-drop, regardless if you go first or second, in this deck is very, very strong. And especially if you go first, being able to Evo the Sukuna all in the same turn is very nice. So, be curious. That's the list. I think I'm going to put this deck tied with Beast. Honestly, this is the contender besides like Princon, especially when it comes to BSF. Princon is so close to the release of the event that even though that some people will be showing up with Princon, the boogeyman in the room is still combo. That's only if people have Monomi's. Like, that's still not even guaranteed. But yeah, this deck's ridiculous. So that's 5 out of 5. That's 5 Boomfish out of 5. I will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and see you around. Peace.
Congratulations.